Hi guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be on the Makeup Forever HD Self Setting Concealer, and this is their newest concealer that they say you don't have to set it. All you have to do is apply it however it is that you always do with the brush or with the sponge or even with your finger, and you have to put powder over it. So that was something that I was like, what? That's a concealer that you don't have to set, which is kind of weird because we're so used to already either baking, like actually putting on a lot of powder, or at least setting it. So that was really different for me to hear, and so I wanted to try it out, which I have been trying it out for a few days. You guys have seen it in my previous tutorials, and just anytime that I have done my makeup, besides whenever I was going to try the Fenty concealer, this one is the one that I have been using. This one's supposed to give you a natural finish. It is a medium coverage concealer, but it is buildable, and I do agree that it's medium, and if you apply a little bit more, it will give you some extra coverage. So this one, you're able to just, like I said, apply it, and it's not supposed to crease throughout the day, which that's another thing that I really wanted to see, because I have wrinkles under my eyes a little bit, not a lot, so I guess you could consider them like fine lines, but they're there, and it does crease. You know, concealers do get in there, they do crease, so I wanted to try that out as well. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with the day that I actually did not set it, because that was like the most interesting to me. So I went ahead and I applied it. I used it the same way that I use all my other concealers, and I did get it a shade or two lighter than my skin tone, so that way it would work as a little bit of highlighting. So I applied it on my forehead, on my under eyes, on the bridge of my nose, on my chin, pretty much the normal areas that I applied all the time, and I did blend it out with my beauty sponge, which to me it blends out so easily. So it's just one of those formulas that really works with my dry skin. Even if I wait a little bit longer, like I can go ahead and apply all the areas and then blend out, because there are some concealers that you have to work a little faster. I didn't notice that with this one on any of the times that I tried it. And what I do notice is that it does have that natural finish to it, which I really liked. Like most of the time I set my concealer so it's always either blurred or matte, because it's a little bit, you know, it's set, so that's just what happens when you apply powder over it. But I did really like it. I feel like my skin looked more like my skin, and it wasn't so like full on glam. I don't have a lot of wrinkles, but I do have a little bit, and I also have like fine lines over here. I didn't notice anything where it's a little bit smoother, but on my fine lines I do see that it builds up in there a little bit. So throughout the day I would go over it with my finger, and it would go back to looking normal. So I know it sounds bad that it was creasing, but honestly I actually liked it. Like I didn't mind it, because I mean, I guess if you have time, or if you don't have time to look in the mirror all day and then like blend it out, then it's a problem. But I was just looking at myself in the mirror every now and then just to see how it was working, and if it was creasing or if I could notice anything, you know, that was like building up, I just go over it with my finger, and it would look just as refreshed as it did in the beginning. So I honestly liked it without setting it, and I feel like that's one of my favorite ways to wear it. I of course wanted to test it out in a baking way, because that is something that I do a lot. So I went ahead and I applied it everywhere that I always do, and then I did baking, and I left it there for a little bit, and then I took it off. Oop, I just hit the microphone. And I did notice right away that it looks very smooth, but it still doesn't look thick either. It's kind of like it gives me coverage, and then with the powder on top I get a little bit extra coverage, and then it looks matte. So it's just more of a baking look to it, but it doesn't look very heavy. I also didn't notice that I had to go over it throughout the day and like rub it in or blend it out again. It pretty much stayed put whenever I baked, and I did like the finish of it. So honestly, I'm liking the concealer both ways. I feel like it's working really good with my dry skin, and some concealers don't. So I can tell you for sure 100% that this one worked really good with my dryness. Throughout the day I didn't notice anything looking weird, looking flaky, looking dry. It didn't make my skin feel that way. Like, you know, sometimes whenever you apply a product that's too dry for your skin, you can feel it. It just feels dry. It doesn't feel good at all. So none of the times that I tried it, it made me feel like that at all. This is the same one that I'm wearing today. Today I also set it. I just did a regular set though. I didn't do baking, and I also didn't leave it as is. I did apply a little bit. I applied, actually today I tried it with the Fenty Beauty powder. I did do a review on the Fenty powder and concealer, and it was a fail mixing the products together. It wasn't a fail, but it didn't work out for me mixing the two products of the same brand. So I said, okay, I'm gonna try it out with other products that I do like, and being that this is one that I liked and it's very moisturizing, I'm trying the powder with it today, and so far so good. Like, I've been wearing this makeup look since the morning. I did some lip swatches, and so I've been wearing it for a little while. I've been in front of the lights, and so far it looks really good. So I am liking the concealer. To me, this one's one that will really work for your dry skin. I am loving it, and I also like the fact that it's not full coverage. I have a ton of full coverage concealers, because if you watch my channel, you know that I like full coverage concealers and foundations, and this one was a medium coverage. It's just not something that I normally get, but you know, sometimes I want one of those days that I want more of a natural look or more of a fresh look, not so matte, not so like completely done. So, you know, I still wanted to try it. It's something different, and why not try something different? And I want to review all type of things, so it's not like I'm gonna stick to one certain area, like just full coverage only. This one was a little bit different, and I'm happy that I tried it because I do really like it. So if you have dry skin, I can't tell you for oily skin or anything like that, I would say yes, just because it doesn't seem to be bad. Like, I don't feel like on the areas that I get oily throughout the day, like sometimes my forehead gets a little bit oily, or my nose, it wasn't sliding off or anything like that. But of course I can't tell you 100% because that's not my skin type. But if you have dry skin, I think you will really like it. Just remember, this is not a full coverage concealer, it is a medium coverage concealer, and I like it both ways. I like it with setting it and without setting it. So anyways, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys liked this in-depth review on this little concealer. Thank you so much for watching another one of my videos, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be on well, it was gonna be on this. Hi guys. Ah! I have what? Well, let me double check. It's supposed to be a skin matte finish. Skin matte.